Hey everybody, and welcome back. So in today's video we are going to be setting up our February budget for 2023. So we have all of our budget kits from my Etsy shop. This is for February, so we have our February budget all ready to go. We do have our Erin Condren monthly planner that I use to do all my budgeting in. So we are going to flip over to February. Now, there are quite a few things that we haven't quite closed out. Sinking funds haven't been closed out. Our budget hasn't been closed out. So I don't know what groceries and gas are going to look like and spending until I close out January's budget. But we are going to go ahead and set up all of our spreads so we're prepared to get going in February. So the first thing we'd like to do is we'll set up our monthly calendar here. And within our monthly calendar, we track all of our variable expenses from our cash envelopes that I keep with us on a daily when we go out and about to do different things. We will also track our no spends, days that we don't spend any money between our cash envelopes, as well as our bills that come out. I do track all of our bills for track all of our bills on here. That way I know when they clear the account and how much they were for, so that way we are right on track on what's there. All right, so there is that. So in February we have Groundhog's Day, we have Valentine's Day, President's Day, which means the kids will have no school that day. We also have 2 birthdays that will be happening in February. We have my sister's on the 13th and my nephew's on the 25th. So that's going to be fun. We're going to have a birthday party to go to, and maybe we'll do lunch or something for my sister. So we'll see on that. But this is what our monthly view will look like. Flipping on over, we're going to lay out our debt tracker here with a transaction log. So for me, I have 2 cars. We have 2 cars that we pay every 2 weeks. We alternate between the 2 of them and make our payment. So I like to track it, that way we make sure when we paid it and all that. So it just helps keeps the interest down for us paying it like that. And on the Camaro, we have it we have the Camaro, I want to say it's 2 months ahead right now. And then the Highlander is actually half a month ahead. So like when I finish the second payment in the month, it's actually already half of what it's due for the next month. So that is what I mean when I say it's half a month ahead. All right, so the 3 debts that we do have is, the first one is the Highlander, which is our bigger family size car that we need to travel to go anywhere as a group together. Then we have the Camaro. We have medical. And we have student loans, which we set money aside for student loans, but we haven't been paying on it until we figure out the whole debt forgiveness thing. So I've been holding off. I was paying on it, and if they come back and say that they're not going to forgive student loans, that is fine. I will take what I have added together and just put it all on the student loans at one time and bring it down before it starts adding interest again. So that is what we're looking at right now. And then we just have a simple transaction log to track every time we make a payment to any of our debts. Mainly right now it's been the cars, but we like to track it here. So transaction log, gorgeous. So we love that. Let's see. Which one do I want to use? You know what? I think we're going to pull out the red here. I definitely went pink and red for this year on for February, but I think it's super cute still. All right, so there is our debt tracker, and I will put the numbers in as soon as we make our last car payment and close out our debt tracker. All right, for the 2 fund pages in our budget that we look at every single day almost. So on this side here, we set up our paycheck breakdown, and then on this side, we do our February budget. So we're gonna do the budget side first. We're gonna use our pink heart washi here, and I'm using stickers that got messed up because they kind of cut just a little too deep when I was getting them cut. So I figured why not waste it? I will use it. I'm fine with that. All right, and then we have our income sources. So in our house, we have a few sources of income, and our main one is my husband. He is a full-time employee, as where I am a stay-at-home, side hustling entrepreneur trying to bring in extra money that way. So some months are good, some months are not. But we have his full-time job, so James. And then myself will have the tax office again. And then we have other, so anything like if we sell something, if we get some kind of refund back, anything like that will go under other. Let's lay down our total strip first. Okay, so for James's income, we budgeted for him $700 a week, roughly, as long as there's no days that he ends up out because they just have nothing to do and they'll rotate through their employees on letting them have a day off instead of laying anybody off. So, and that'll be 4 times he will get paid, so that is about $2,800 from him. For the month of February, I know that I will get paid about $200 from the nutrition club, and I should get paid out from YouTube, but I'm under budgeting on mine because I say that I get paid from YouTube and then I don't get paid, so I'm putting it $250. Just want to be lowballing it there. All right, and then the tax office, of average working Saturday and Sunday, it'll be about $100, maybe a little bit more depending on exactly like when I clock in and when I clock out. But that'll be for 4 weeks, so that'll be $400 for the month of February. All right, and then for other, we don't budget anything. It's just what happens. So in total, we are expecting a total amount of $3,450 to come in for the month of February to pay for March's bills and expenses. All right, so next up here, we're gonna lay down, let's lay this one, sparkles. There we go. All right, so next up we're gonna do is our fixed expenses for our house. All right, so we don't have too many. We have more variable than fixed, so let's go ahead and see. So we do have the cars that come up to $920 for both of them. We have rent at $600. Allstate is our insurance, and this is covering me and my husband and 3 vehicles, and that's $292. We have our cell phone at $166. Then we have internet, and that's $66. student loans, we put money aside, like I was saying, of $60 a month for student loans. And we have pest control. And that's only $33 a month. All right, so those are all of our fixed ones. They don't normally change unless our insurance like adjusts and goes down, but this time it kind of stayed the same for the next 6 months, which is fine. But our fixed total amount that we have is $2,137. And all of these are already fully funded from January's income. So everything here is already fully funded, and I know that that all will be taken care of. Now to move over to our variable side. All right. Looking for a handy dandy ruler. Found one. All right, so on our variable side, these are ones that kind of fluctuate depending on usage or how much we have in it. So first up, we have power. And we budget $195 for power. We have water, and that we budget $85. And those two there are already fully funded as well. And I know what's going to be put aside for those two from January's income. Now, groceries. Gas. And spending. Miscellaneous. Set aside for miscellaneous from January's budget. For groceries, gas, and spending, I'm not quite sure yet. So once I get that, I can fill those three numbers in. We will also check sinking funds, savings, debt, the cushion, which a cushion is just a little buffer in our account, and then anything unbudgeted for the month. All right, so those are all of our variables that we look at month to month. Okay, there's that. Close out with this one. All right. So this here has all been fully funded from January's stuff. The ones that have numbers already wrote out, I know exactly that those are going to be funded before the end of the month. And then the three here are ones that we fluctuate between to see what's left over. And then this is how much we have to work with for March's bills and expenses. All right, hopefully everyone understood. Now we're gonna flip over and do our paycheck breakdown for this side. So in the month of February, there are 4 pay periods that we will check in and do a budget, cash envelope stuffing, all the fun stuff there. Okay. So I have my paycheck breakdown with 1 through 4 paychecks on it to do on one sheet. We're gonna pull this off. Okay, here we are. Dogs are going crazy right now, and I don't know why. They only ever go that crazy is when their daddy is pulling in, and I haven't seen his headlights. So, okay. There is our strip. So let's list our incomes, which are going to be the same as the top from our budget side. So we have James at $2,800. We have mail at $250. Tax office, we're just going to write tax at $400. And then other at nothing. So those are our income. My younger sister has been doing so good at selling things on like Marketplace and Facebook and all that stuff. So I got a few things that I need to get rid of. So we're gonna try it and see if I can get rid of some stuff too. We'll see. All right, so now we're gonna split this with a pretty sparkle. All right, so now we are going to take all of our expenses, and I like to list them from our highest expense to our lowest expense, and then our extras that we try to fund up if possible, for the month. All right, so our first and highest amount is for the cars, and that is $9 at $20. We have rent, which is $600. Groceries, $600. Gas, we're budgeting $400. Allstate is $292. Utilities include our power and water, and that is $280. AT&T, which includes our phone and internet, but they do not get paid at the same time, that is $232. We have pest control, which is a $33. And then student loans, this one here, if we don't have, like, if a check comes in short or whatever, student loans will be one that we won't look at funding right now. We'll look at towards the other ones above it. So right now we're looking at putting $60 into it. But like I said, if we don't have it to put towards anything, student loans will go first and will go up. All right, next is miscellaneous. And we are only got $33 remaining. So we're going to put that into our miscellaneous. How we're looking. All right. We also want to still try to see if we can put anything into spending. Sinking funds. Savings. Debt. And our cushion. All right, so those are all of the other categories that we try to look at funding if we can. So let's lay down our thin washies at the bottom here and then close it out with our total strip as well. Okay. So there are two of our very important sheets done for the month. Now we're going to flip over one sheet. We're going to do our weekly check-in over here and a transaction log with it on this side. So we have our weekly check-in, transaction log. We're going to use this thick washi. So our weekly check-in I use once a week. I'll go and sit down and see how much money we've spent in all of our categories and then what is remaining. That way we make sure if we're getting to the end of the month, we don't run out of money that we would need early on. So it just helps us stay on track. So if we're getting a little too carried away with our grocery budgets. We'll try to reel it in and focus on things that we have around the house to cook with and things like that. Normally we are pretty good about... Okay, so my phone died, so I don't know exactly where I left off, so we're gonna pick back up right here. So I was doing our weekly check-in spread before it died. So we're gonna have our groceries, gas, spending, miscellaneous, and unbudgeted, what we check in for each and every week on here. So we're gonna skip 5 and lay down. We'll probably do 4 check-ins. We try not to overdo it, but 4 check-ins for this week, or for this month. Maybe even 3, because it's a shorter month. So we'll see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there is our weekly check-in. We'll write in our categories off camera, but that is what this side looks like. And then we have our transaction log that we'll put on this side. And I like to keep a running transaction. I'll highlight it and see where most of our spending is occurring. Usually it's in groceries, just because we make multiple trips sometimes. But I do try to pick up everything I can in one day, either one day or in one location. That way I'm not making multiple trips to stores every day or anything, because more you go, the more you spend. So I try to make sure I pick up everything that I need in the same day. Just to make life a little bit less crazy. Alright, and then we have our ending here. So I will just go in and draw in lines on here and write down our transactions, where it came from, and if it was like a grocery store, gas, if it was for me or for James, different things like that, to get that information put in. So that's our weekly check-in. The last one that we love to do is our sinking funds. Alright, so this one is our favorite. It is our sinking funds. So we have quite a few different things that we put money into, knowing that we have like birthdays coming up, we have to pay car tax, Christmas, and things like that. So absolutely love having this one ready to go to be added money into when we can. We don't always put money into all of these categories. I wish we could, but we just don't have that kind of flow of income. Maybe one day we'll have some of these adding money to them every single week or once a month, whatever the case may be. But for now, we do what we can with what comes in. Sometimes we add some, sometimes we don't. In January, I don't think we've added any into any of our sinking funds, which sometimes is sad, but we got our bills taken care of and our groceries and gas, which are the most important. We will worry about the rest when it comes. All right, so for our categories, we have our anniversary, which our anniversary is Halloween. And we were hoping to go out to dinner or do something fun, just the 2 of us. Either on Halloween, the day before, the day after, because my husband's usually off for our anniversary, the week of our anniversary. So we might even do like lunch if it's the day the kids will be in school. I don't remember. I haven't looked that far ahead yet. But even just going out and doing that is pretty expensive. So then we have birthdays. There are 6 of us that we have birthdays coming up, and most of us are at the end of the year. So it's always fun. We have the twins that are pretty early, and then the other 4 of us are like from 8 until the end of the year, August until the end of the year. So always fun. Then we have car maintenance. Now, car maintenance is definitely an ongoing one. We'll pull from it, put money in it, and it just keeps going on and on. It has no goal, no end date, or anything like that. It's just a constant revolving door for that one. For car tags, we have 3 vehicles that every year we have to renew our tag. The first car that we pay in usually in February is around between $70 to $100, depending on if we need to do the registration and tag renewal. And then the other ones are between $200 to $400. So it just depends on which vehicle we're having to pay that month. Then we have a Christmas. I have high hopes. I really want to save like $2,000 for next year. We stayed under budget really well. Definitely helped using some of the receipt scanning apps on my phone to get points and cash out for gift cards to help fund some of Christmas last year. So I'm definitely staying on that with scanning all of my receipts into those, so that way I can rack up the points and then cash them out to use to help pay for Christmas or birthdays at the end of the year. Good way to use that. Then we have clothes, and this is for everyone in the house for whenever we need to get new clothes. Lately it's been James more so than anybody. He has run through some of his clothes lately. Then Alexis does dance. Still haven't found something to put the boys in that they would be interested in. So we'll hopefully find something real soon. Then we have family fun. So this will be anytime all of us go out together and do anything. So for February, my nephew's having a birthday party, so I'll probably take the 20 that we have in there and take it with us in case the kids want to get something sweet from the little snack bar that they have, or play with the little arcade area that they have inside of the place that we're going. So we'll see. Then we have gifts, and this is for everyone, friends and families that we'll go and see for parties, baby showers, anything like that comes from gifts. Holiday, so this is for any other holiday except for Christmas. So if we need to use this for Christmas, if we need to use it for Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Easter, any of those bigger holidays. Like, we don't do too many of the smaller holidays. Like Valentine's we do, but not a lot of the other ones. Next up, we have lawn, which we need to add some to this as soon as we can because it's going to be getting springtime really soon, which means a lot of yard work. 3 yards worth, sometimes 4. So then we have a medical sinking fund, so we can pick up over-the-counter medicines for the kids when they're sick, prescriptions, first aid things, anything like that we'll pull from medical. Now, this isn't really a sinking fund, but I track it because I put my leftover spending money in this envelope in here, and I just like to track it with the sinking funds because I have it saved in there. But at the end of each month, if I have any money left over in my personal spending, I put it in here to save for my next haircut or anything that I'm wanting that I don't need but I really want. That's where it would come from. Then we have pets, Sam's Club, and actually I've got to renew my Sam's Club membership in February. And I want to say it's $110, and then there's a $5 back if you renew your Plus membership, which is what I have, because I like getting there first thing in the morning before a lot of the crowd gets there. We have school. School is for any back to school supplies, pictures, school field trips, activities, anything related to school, it comes from there. And I have learned this year with just having the older two doing field trips and things that next year when school comes around and starts back up, that I'm gonna need a lot more saved in schools than I did previously, because I'll have 4 of them that will be doing field trips and all kinds of fun stuff. So always a blessing. Next up, we have vision. This will be for Alexis and James. They both now wear glasses, so they're our vision people. And then this one here is kind of a unique one for us. So it's utilities. So some months they're were times where I over budget on our gas and power and water when I had all three of those. So now I only have power and water that we put in here, and it's when we have extra, like when I over budget for how much it actually is for the month, we'll put it in here. So when a bill comes in and it's way more than what I actually budget, I have it here to pull from versus anywhere else. So that is a kind of a little buffer for our variable utility bills. So that is well a look at that one. So we have all of our sinking funds put in. We're going to skip one line. Never know if I'll add one, take one away, switch them up, group some together. Who knows? We're going to lay down our thin washies. I kind of want to just use this darker pink here. There's only one. And then we're going to use this one on the top. I like being a little different every now and then, you know? Alright, so there is sinking funds. And our last one we are going to do is our transaction log for sinking funds. So anytime we pull money out of our sinking funds, we like to track it so we know where it's going and how much has come out, so we know a good place. That doesn't look even. It was certainly not even. That's better. Not the greatest, but it's better. Alright. We have our date and categories. Now, sinking funds, don't get me wrong, some months we spend all of our money out of our sinking funds, and then other months we hardly touch them, but it's nice to know that they're there if we need it. So we're gonna lay this one down. Bringing in color, bringing in some color. Okay, so that is our monthly budget for February. So let's do a flip through really fast. So we have our monthly spread set up, ready to go to track all of our expenses here as an overview. We have our debt tracker and transaction log set up here. Our monthly budget for our paycheck breakdown over here. Our monthly budget is ready to go. Our check-in for each week, transaction log, sinking funds, and its transaction logs. So we have set up everything that we need to set up to get ready to go into February. I really hope that y'all have had time to sit down and get your budget ready to go. That way you know what you're looking at and kind of have it figured out going into February. But I really hope that y'all enjoyed this budget with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you haven't pushed the post notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video, you should do that as well. I have budget videos, planning videos, sticker videos, grocery hauls every now and then. So stay tuned for all of those upcoming videos throughout the month. And I can't wait to catch y'all in my next video, and I will see y'all then. Bye bye now.